Hey everybody, welcome to Afternoons on the Front Porch right here at the world famous Music City Bar and Grill. I am your host, Howie, and I want to thank Rodney and Jennifer Collins for letting us be here each and every week to bring you this show live to Facebook land and those in attendance. And of course, we want to thank Uncle Jimmy back here behind the bar. He's one of the best bartenders around. Well, Music City has all the best. What can I say? And I'm just trying to keep my job. And we want to thank the Garage Door Protocol. For all your garage door needs, contact Cliff Waddell at 615-945-DOOR. And I Ride Equestrian Lifestyle. It's a horse camp for kids of deployed soldiers and veterans. These kids get to come out and work with these horses, learn how to ride them, and it don't cost their families a dime. And of course, we want to thank Linda Gale of Linda Gale Management and Promotions. She takes the time out every day, all week long, to put this show together, and it's because of her that we have all these great artists coming out. Now, of course, we got my co-host right here, Miss Luna, the Music City Dog, and Little Bubba. Come on up, Little Bubba. No, we wouldn't replace you. I couldn't do that. I live with you. And we want to thank John Gaines for coming out today. We had a little mishap with our show today, and I got a hold of Glenn Giroux and said, hey, would your buddy still like to be on the show? And boom, here he is.
Well, thanks for having me.
So thanks for coming on out to the porch, Joe or John. Luna, are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Or you sure? Yes, she is. All right, John. So for those out there who don't know who John is, why don't you tell us all just a little bit about yourself?
Oh, jeepers. Well, born and raised to the heart of the Catskill Mountains in New York. Great little town. And I'd say I thank the Lord every day of where and when I grew up. Because it was just a small mountain town, but it had everything in it. You know, word of mouth travels real easy. So if you ran a good business, old school and stuff, it traveled fast. And those who didn't stick around long.
Right.
I mean, that kind of community. You weren't really raised by just your parents. You know, you were raised by the community, and it was a good God-fearing community. And the morals and ethics and everything, we were all there. So I thank the Lord every day that I was born where and when I was. We have a lot of music history in the town. I mean, the music revolution basically happened in our backyard.
And that would be Woodstock.
Woodstock, 1969.
Yep.
The famous summer of 69.
I was 3 years old.
Yeah, joined the club, but you know, Daddy hopped on his old Honda CB350, you know, and he wanted to know what all the hoopla was going on. And he rode it up there to Max Yeager's farm and saw what was going on up there and stuff, because everybody was kind of blown away with what ended up happening.
Right.
Even the people that, you know, held
put on
it,
the
you know,
show, yeah,
they put on the show. Everybody knows the story, I hope.
Well, I know some of the stories that were never told. You know,
17 B's on a state road, but it's only one lane going one way, one lane going the other. But those cars were 4 wide and parked.
Right.
And everybody just ran, you know, so it was quite the event. If anybody out there never really watched the movie Woodstock, I recommend it.
Oh, yes.
It's a great part of music history and stuff, and that happened right in our backyard, so there's a lot of hallowed ground.
Oh, definitely. And I remember a few years ago, they tried to put on Woodstock 2.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't remember, but if I remember right, that didn't go nowhere.
Yeah. Well, nowadays it's called Bethel Woods. You know, a gentleman had bought the place, and they have indoor and outdoor concerts all the time and stuff. So it's great that somebody bought it and held on to the hallowed ground and respected it for what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, with that being said, we're going to kick it off with some good old music here.
There you go.
So, John, you can do an original, you can do a cover. Hell, you can do whatever you want.
Well, let's start out with something somebody knows.
All right.
So it's we'll go on that one. I love this song in particular that I'm going to start out with because it's got another great story behind it, you know, which people can look up, you know, because Chris Christopherson wrote it. And Johnny Cash,
I know his song. He's got some
history with that.
Yes.
Find out what Johnny did the week before Chris went on the show to debut the song. Johnny played it out, but that was probably just a little payback for Chris landing that helicopter in Johnny's backyard.
Or backyard, yeah. All right, John, take it away.
Thank you, brother. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer that I had for breakfast, it wasn't bad, so I had another one for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And I shaved my face and I combed my hair, and I stumbled down those stairs to meet the day. Well, I smoked my brain the night before on cigarettes and songs that I've been picking. But I lit my first and I watched that young boy cussing at a can that he was kicking. Then I headed across the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something I had lost somehow, somewhere along the way. On that Sunday morning sidewalk, yeah, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something about a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying or half as lonesome as that sound on that sleeping city sidewalk. And Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And I stopped beside the Sunday school to listen to the songs that they were singing. Then I headed back for home, and somewhere far away a lonesome bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyon like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On that Sunday morning sidewalk, yeah, wishing, Lord, that I was home. 'Cause there's something about a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying or half as lonesome as that sound on that sleeping city sidewalk. And Sunday morning coming down. On that Sunday morning sidewalk, yeah, wishing, Lord, that I was home. 'cause there's something about a Sunday that makes this body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying or half as lonesome as that sound on that sleeping city sidewalk. And Sunday morning coming down.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with Chris Christopherson or Johnny Cash, either one. I'll tell you what. But before we go any further, I'm gonna, for those out there that know, my wife had to go in for surgery this morning. They found stage 1 ovarian cancer. They got it all.
That's wonderful news. That's awesome.
She's doing fine. They're going to keep her at the hospital overnight. And I want to thank everybody out there that sent their prayers.
God bless her.
Because prayers is the strongest thing we got.
Absolutely, no question.
And,
no question. It's
little Bubba, he's sitting back there, just got done watching the Oregon Duck game. And being away from Oregon, I got to congratulate my Ducks. They're moving on to the next round of March Madness. And Oregon Beavers, they moved on to the next round. They beat Tennessee Vols the other day.
Oh.
So both my Oregon teams are going on. So
there you go. Okies are doing it, huh?
Oh, yes. And, of course, my neighbor, I won $150 off March Madness. One of my neighbors came over the other day and he says, "Who do you like in the Maryland game?" Well, Maryland was the underdog, so I said, "I'll take Maryland." He thought I was nuts. Until
well,
Maryland, yeah. Everybody knows me. But so we bet $100 on the game and he lost. So then he paid me the next morning and he goes, "So who do you like in the Syracuse game?" I said, "Well, I'm taking Syracuse because they're the underdog." So he put $50 on it. Well, I won again. So he come over this morning and pays me. I said, "So who we betting on today?" He said, "We ain't."
Get him down there.
Yep. So
you broke him.
Yeah, I think so.
You broke the bank.
Because I was going to bet him on the Oregon game, and I got like probably $500 in the bank, and I was going to say, boom, 500 on Oregon.
All in.
My wife would have killed me if I would have bet lost, but thank God I didn't bet or lose. Anyway,
nice.
But yeah, it was great to get that news from the doctor, and everybody says, you don't know how to deal with cancer until it happens in your family, somebody close. Well, I've now found out how it feels, and I'm just glad the wife is okay, and 26 years together, and
it's a blessing. It really is, man. I lost my pop back in May of 2020, and I was cancer as well. But that luckily it was a fast-moving thing.
Right.
He didn't have to suffer long. What a great man. But it's not everybody makes it out. So I'm really happy to hear the news about your wife. That's
I'll tell you, there ain't a rubber room big enough for a straitjacket big enough that would have been able to hold me. But God is great.
Well, you lose yourself for a while.
Oh, I would have lost myself forever. I mean, she's my life.
I'm just starting to get some concentration back. That was a long process.
Right.
Man, I had no concept of time or anything, so I really feel for anybody out there going through that right now.
Well, like I said, I appreciate everybody and their love and their support and all their prayers while we went through this. And she'll be home tomorrow. And,
awesome. Back where she belongs.
Yeah. Yep. And of course, little Bubba, he'll probably get another day out of school tomorrow. But actually, he don't get out of school because he's still got schoolwork to do. You hear that, Bubba? Nana gave me the word this morning that you have schoolwork to do before you go to bed.
That's awesome.
But Pop will be home, so we know how that's going to go. He probably won't get it done. Anyway, catch my breath here after talking about all that. But John, so Glenn had been getting a hold of me for a while, messaged me wanting to get you on the show, and I wasn't putting you off.
No, I understand,
No.
man. No, you got to
I'll tell you, Linda there, she works so hard at this. And she's got so many artists that are getting a hold of her every day. I mean, pretty much arguing over who's going to be on the show next.
Yep.
You know, so I'll tell you, if it wasn't for her, I probably, a long time ago, probably would have walked away from it because I couldn't do it anymore. And so she's been a godsend for us. And so, Linda, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And so when this all came about this morning, Linda sent me the message about the one artist not being able to make it, which is understandable because, you know, he did work close last night from 10 to 1.
Right.
And so it is what it is. But so I got a hold of Glenn this morning and called him up and let John know when it was. And he says, I'll be there. And see, that's Mike Oldham talks about this. That's what they call a real Nashville music family.
Yeah.
Is when you call an artist up last minute and say, hey, can you do this show? And they go, boom, they're there.
Finished up just a little bit of stuff. Had to go, you know, I walked in, cleaned the paintbrush off, and got in the shower. Come on down. And you mentioned Glenn Giroux, you know, we grew up together. He's a great guy. So really thankful I got friends like that around. And now and mostly due to him, you know, I'm making a lot of great friends in the music industry here, and what a great group of people, man. Just real folks that, you know, you can sit down and be real with, you know. I mean, it's just got a lot of God-fearing, just great personalities, great real people down to earth. So it's a great mix of people to be associated with.
Amen to that. And of course, it's great to have you on the stage here at Music City Bar and Grill. You know,
always. I know some of the people that have been on this stage. You know, and it almost makes your knees a little weak when you get up here. You know,
right?
What I mean? You know?
I mean, look at the people standing behind us, watching over us. You know, I mean,
guys that I couldn't imagine. You know, I mean, it's just look at them.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows their faces and what they did. I don't have to say a word about it, but I mean,
you know,
wow.
Every once in a while, we'll get an artist that comes in and he'll do who's gonna fill their shoes. Yeah. And you look around this wall and around this building, and that's one of the first things that comes to your mind is who's going to fill their shoes.
It's amazing the walls are still standing with the size of the shoes that are hanging off of
it. Right. And you know, we got people like you that, you know, even though you're not out there on the mainstream and these big labels, it's your kind of music and what you do, along with all these other independent artists. Y'all are the ones that are going to fill these shoes. You're already filling them.
Well, we're blessed enough just to have the music in our lives, you know, to be able to do some of this stuff, and with some of the people that we get to meet from time to time, and it's not, and the majority of it really isn't even on the stage, man. It's sitting around a campfire or in a church, you know, somewhere, you know. I mean, that's the stuff right there, you know.
And that's what I love about Music City Bar and Grill. You know, you look on these walls, you know, Ronnie McDowell hangs out here.
Yeah.
You know, Ken Mellons, you know. Yeah. Little Jimmy used to hang out here all the time.
It's not the big stages in the stadiums and stuff that I have always shot for, because, you know, the best of it comes from little honky tonks like this and stuff like that. And if nobody's ever been to the Music City Bar up here, it's across from the Opryland hotel and behind Nashville Palace and
scoreboards
and Caney's Forks and stuff like that. And so some people, you know, they're not lucky enough to realize it's back here in the parking lot. But if you want the best honky tonk experience, and you're true about country music, and you know, especially 80s country and before, this is the spot to be. It really is. I mean, this is a feel good place, man. Everybody's wanting to dance. Everybody's wanting to say hello. You bump into somebody, you don't have to worry about defending yourself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we're all family here.
It is. It really is. They really make you feel welcome. The first time I came in here, it was like, I know where my spot is.
Yep.
You know.
I mean, you walk in the door and you walk in a stranger, and you walk out family or friends or both.
It just makes you want to come back again and again and again.
Exactly. And with that being said, John, we're going to turn it over to you. And before we take a break, we'll get you to do a couple songs. And then we'll take about a 10-minute break, and we'll get back to the show.
Sounds awesome.
All right, everybody. Once again, John Gaines. I hope I said that right.
Yes, Gaines? You did. Yes, you did. It's like the laundry soap. I'm going to do one of my originals now. He left the town with skinned up knees, one black eye and tore up jeans. He'd like to say that he never looked back, but he knows better than that. 'Cause he left behind all he knows, his friends, his kin, his little dog. But he knew he had to venture down that road. And the Lord knows he has to venture down that road. Just like most, there were ups and downs, and always ahead, another town. He must have knocked on 100 doors, but never found what he was looking for. Now he thought that if he had settled down, maybe he'd belong in this stranger's town and put an end to this empty space. But wouldn't you know it, this wasn't the place. 'Cause he left behind all he knows, his friends, his kin, his little dog. But he knew he had to venture down that road. And the Lord knows he has to venture down this road. Down on the scarred up knees and asked the Lord to help please. Now truth be told, he was scared to pray. He must have known what to say today. 'Cause the answer came down so crystal clear. Now it was time to face those fears. You'll never walk that straighter line when you're always looking behind. 'Cause you left behind all you know, your friends, your kin, your little dog. But you knew you had to venture down that road. Yeah, you know you gotta venture back down that road. Thank you very much. So we got some other stuff going on here, and I know one song that my buddy wanted me to do. He likes this song. I love this song. I mean, when it first came out, which wasn't that long ago at all, Blake Shelton put this one out, and they call it Hillbilly Blues. So it was a great little tune, and so I'm going to do that one for you guys today. Right outside of this one church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to this land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. Now we pray for rain and thank him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in the plate. Guess that's why they call it God's country. I saw the light of sun rising back in the 40 on that muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. You're saved by the sound of being found, Dixie whistle in the wind that'll get you heaven bound. Devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. Now we turn to dirt and work until the week's done. Then we take a break bread on Sunday. Then we do it all again, 'cause we're proud to be from God's country. 'Cause I saw the light of sun rising back in the 40 on that muddy riverside, getting baptized in baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. You're saved by the sound of being found. Dixie whistle in the wind, that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. I don't care what my headstone reads or what kind of pine wood box I end up in. When it's my time, lay me 6 feet deep in God's country. 'Cause I saw the light of a sunrise sitting back in the 40 on that muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. You're saved by the sound of a being found. Dixie whistle in the wind, that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. Yeah, God's country.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
You know, me personally, most of what Blake does, I don't care for. Never have. But that's one song that he does that I do like.
It kind of brings it to the root, you know?
Yes, it does.
I know he didn't write the song, but, you know, he did a wonderful job producing it.
Yes, he did.
Yep. He did.
And so we're going to take about a 10-minute break and let you wet your whistle, and we'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. All right, Luna, break time.